Have you ever found yourself hesitating before doing something you used to do without a second thought? Maybe it's climbing a flight of stairs, carrying groceries, or even just getting up from your favorite chair. It's not that you can't do these things, it's just that they feel a little harder than they used to. And if you've ever felt that way, you're not alone. As we age, it's natural for our bodies and routines to change, but that doesn't mean we have to give up our independence. In fact, staying independent after 70 isn't just possible. It's something you can actively work towards, starting today. That's what we're going to talk about in this video. 5 life-changing tips to help you stay independent, confident, and in control of your life after 70. These aren't just random pieces of advice. They're practical, actionable steps that you can start implementing right away. Whether it's staying physically strong, keeping your mind sharp, or simply finding new ways to enjoy life, these tips are designed to help you live your best years with energy and purpose. So, let's dive in. Tip 1. Stay active, but do it smartly. First tip is all about movement. Now, I know what you might be thinking. I'm not as young as I used to be. How can I stay active without hurting myself? And that's a great question. The key here isn't to run a marathon or lift heavies, weights. It's about finding ways to move your body that feel good and work for you. Take my friend Margaret, for example. She's 72 and loves gardening. Every morning, she spends an hour in her backyard, planting flowers, pulling weeds, and tending to her vegetables. It's not just a hobby, it's her way of staying active. She's bending, stretching, and using her muscles without even realizing it. And the best part? She's doing something she loves, which makes it feel less like exercise and more like joy. So, what's the takeaway here? Find an activity that you enjoy and that gets you moving. It could be walking, swimming, yoga, or even dancing in your living room. The goal is to keep your body strong and flexible so you can continue doing the things you love without feeling limited. Tip 2. Build a support network. Now, let's talk about something that's just as important as physical health. Your support network. Staying independent doesn't mean doing everything on your own. In fact, one of the smartest things you can do is surround yourself with people who care about you and want to help. Think about it this way. Independence isn't about isolation. It's about having the freedom to make your own choices while knowing you have a safety net if you need it. That safety net could be family, friends, neighbors, or even community groups. For example, my neighbor Jack, who's 75, has a weekly coffee date with his son. They talk about everything, from the news to Jack's latest woodworking project. But it's not just about the conversation. Jack's son also helps him with things like setting up new technology or fixing things around the house. It's a win-win. Jack gets the help he needs, and they both get to spend quality time together. So, take a moment to think about your own support network. Who are the people you can count on, and how can you strengthen those relationships? Maybe it's joining a local club, volunteering, or simply reaching out to a friend for a chat. Remember, staying connected isn't just good for your independence, it's good for your soul. Tip 3. Keep your mind sharp. Let's move on to the third tip. Keeping your mind sharp. Just like your body, your brain needs exercise too. And no, I'm not talking about solving complicated math problems or memorizing the dictionary. It's about finding simple, enjoyable ways to challenge your mind and keep it active. One of my favorite examples is my Aunt Susan, who's 78 and loves crossword puzzles. Every morning, she sits down with her coffee and tackles the daily puzzle in her newspaper. It's become a ritual for her, a way to start her day with a little mental exercise. But here's the thing, it's not just about the puzzles. Susan's also reads books, plays card games with her friends, and even takes online classes about topics that interest her. The point is, there are so many ways to keep your brain engaged. It could be learning something new, like a language or a musical instrument, or simply trying a new recipe in the kitchen. The key is to find activities that you enjoy and that challenge you in a positive way. Now that we've covered these first 3 tips, staying active, building a support network, and keeping your mind sharp, it's time to move on to the next 2. These are just as important, and they'll help you take your independence to the next level. So, let's keep going. Now that we've talked about staying active, building a support network, and keeping your mind sharp, let's move on to the next 2 tips. These are all about taking control of your environment and your health in ways that make a big difference. Because here's the thing, independence isn't just about what you can do. It's also about setting yourself up for success. Tip 4, make your home work for you. Let's start with your home. For many of us, our homes are our sanctuaries. They are places where we feel most comfortable and safe. But as we age, our homes might need a few adjustments to keep them that way. The good news, you don't need to do a complete renovation. Sometimes it's the small changes that make the biggest impact. Take my friend Linda, for example. She's 76 and lives in the same house she's had for over 30 years. A few years ago, she noticed that climbing the stairs was becoming more difficult, and she worried about slipping in the bathroom. Instead of moving to a new place, she decided to make a few simple changes. She installed grab bars in the shower, added a sturdy handrail to the stairs, and replaced her slippery rugs with non-slip ones. These small adjustments made a world of difference. Now, she can move around her home with confidence, knowing that she's safe and secure. So, what can you do to make your home work better for you? Start by looking at the areas where you spend the most time. Is your bedroom easy to navigate? Is your bathroom safe? Are there any tripping hazards like loose cords or cluttered floors? These might seem like small things, but they can have a big impact on your independence, and don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. Whether it's hiring a handyman or enlisting a family member, making your home safer is an investment in your future. Tip 5, stay on top of your health. Now, let's talk about something that's absolutely essential for staying independent, your health. This might sound obvious, but it's worth repeating. Taking care of your health isn't just about avoiding illness, it's about giving yourself the energy and strength to live life on your terms. One of the best ways to do this is by staying proactive. That means regular checkups with your doctor, staying on top of your medications, and paying attention to any changes in your body. It's not about being paranoid, it's about being prepared. For example, my Uncle Bob, who's 79, makes it a point to see his doctor every 6 months. He doesn't wait until something feels wrong. Instead, he uses these visits as an opportunity to ask questions, review his medications, and make sure everything is on track. And because of that, he's been able to catch a few small issues early before they became big problems. But staying on top of your health isn't just about doctors and medications. It's also about the everyday choices you make. Are you eating nutritious meals? Are you staying hydrated? Are you getting enough sleep? These might seem like small things, but they add up over time. And let's not forget about mental health. Staying independent isn't just about your physical well-being, it's also about how you feel emotionally. If you're feeling stressed, anxious, or lonely, don't hesitate to reach out for support. Whether it's talking to a friend, joining a support group, or even speaking with a therapist, taking care of your mental health is just as important as taking care of your body. Now that we've covered these 2 tips, making your home work for you and staying on top of your health, you're well on your way to maintaining your independence after 70. But there's one more tip that ties everything together, and it's all about mindset. We've covered a lot of ground so far: staying active, building a support network, keeping your mind sharp, making your home work for you, and staying on top of your health. These are all practical, actionable steps that can help you maintain your independence after 70. But there's one more tip that ties everything together, and it's perhaps the most important of all, your mindset. Tip 5. Cultivate a positive mindset. Let's talk about mindset for a moment, because here's the truth. Staying independent isn't just about what you do, it's also about how you think. Your attitude, your outlook, and the way you approach challenges can make all the difference. Think about it this way. Life after 70 is full of changes. Some of these changes are exciting, like having more time to spend with family or pursue hobbies. Others might feel more challenging, like adjusting to a slower pace or dealing with health issues. But no matter what comes your way, your mindset can be your greatest asset. Take my friend Carol, for example. She's 74 and has faced her fair share of challenges over the years. A few years ago, she was diagnosed with arthritis, and for a while, she felt like her world was shrinking. But instead of letting it get her down, she decided to focus on what she could do, rather than what she couldn't. She started taking water aerobics classes, which were easier on her joints, and she discovered a love for painting. Now, she says, her arthritis was a blessing in disguise because it pushed her to try new things. That's the power of a positive mindset. It's not about ignoring the challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It's about finding the silver linings, staying curious, and believing in your ability to adapt. So, how can you cultivate this kind of mindset? Start by focusing on gratitude. Every day, take a moment to think about the things you're thankful for, whether it's a beautiful sunrise, a kind word from a friend, or simply the fact that you're here, living your life. Gratitude has a way of shifting your perspective and helping you see the good, even in difficult situations. Another way to build a positive mindset is to stay curious. Try new things, even if they're outside your comfort zone. Maybe it's learning a new skill, exploring a new hobby, or simply trying a new recipe. When you stay curious, you keep your mind open to possibilities, and that's a key part of staying independent, bringing it all together. Now that we've covered all 5 tips, let's take a moment to reflect. Staying independent after 70 isn't about doing everything on your own or pretending that aging doesn't come with challenges. It's about taking small, intentional steps to stay strong, connected, and in control of your life. To recap, stay active, but do it in a way that works for you. Build a support network of people who care about you. Keep your mind sharp by challenging yourself and staying curious. Make your home a safe and comfortable place to live. Stay on top of your health, both physically and mentally. Cultivate a positive mindset that helps you embrace change and find joy in every day. Remember, independence isn't a destination, it's a journey. And like any journey, it's made up of small steps. You don't have to do everything at once. Start with one tip that resonates with you and build from there. A final word of encouragement. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought. You are capable of more than you might realize. Age is just a number, and it doesn't define what you can do or who you can be. Whether you're 70, 80, or beyond, you have the power to live a life that's full of joy, purpose, and independence. So, take a deep breath and take that first step. Whether it's going for a walk, calling a friend, or simply trying something new, every small action brings you closer to the life you want. And remember, you're not alone on this journey. There are people who care about you, resources to help. You and a whole community of seniors who are right there with you, figuring it out one day at a time. Call to action. If you found this video helpful, I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you're going to try to stay independent after 70? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more tips and inspiration on living your best life at any age. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, here's to living your best years with confidence, joy, and independence. You've got this.